I am not the oldest man alive, but I am the last one left from a life that no longer exists. Everyone I knew is gone. Not slowly, not one by one in a way you can prepare for. Just gone. My wife, my friends, even the people I didn't like. And when you live long enough, you notice something strange. Before they go, they all ask the same question. What's your secret? They expect an answer they can write down. Something simple, something clean, something they can control. And for years, I gave them exactly that. I told them it was food, clean eating, simple meals, no nonsense. And I believed it. I truly did, until I started noticing something I couldn't explain. The people who did everything right left just as early, sometimes earlier. The ones who counted every calorie, measured every step, followed every rule, they didn't stay longer. And that's when the question changed. Not, what should I eat? But, what actually keeps a person here? Because it isn't food, and it never was. When I was younger, I believed in control. Eat the right things, sleep enough, avoid bad habits, and life would reward you. That's what we're told. That if you follow the rules, you get more time. But life doesn't work like that. I learned that in the back seat of my taxi. I drove for 41 years. Thousands of people. Thousands of conversations. But there was one man I never forgot. Dr. Harris. A nutritionist. The kind of man people trust immediately. Confident, precise, certain about everything. He knew what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat. Listening to him talk, you would think he had solved life. One day, I asked him something simple. What's the secret to living a long life? He didn't hesitate. Eat clean, sleep well, avoid stress. So I asked him, do you do all of those? There was a pause, not a small one. The kind of pause that tells you the answer before words do. Finally, he said, I eat clean. I sleep fine. The stress, I never figured that one out. He died in his 70s, and I drove his wife to the funeral. That was the moment I stopped believing in lists, because knowledge didn't save him. Discipline didn't save him. So I started asking a different question. Not what keeps the body alive, but what makes it want to stay. The answer didn't come from a doctor. It came from my wife, Margaret. We were married for 58 years. 58. Long enough to believe you understand someone, and long enough to realize you don't. I was a good husband, in the ways people measure. I worked, I provided, I came home every night. I didn't disappear, but she used to say something I didn't understand at the time. Walter, you're sitting right here, but you're still somewhere else. And I would laugh, because I thought being present was enough. It wasn't. Years later, after I retired, I finally understood what she meant. Because suddenly, there was nothing waiting for me. No schedule, no routes, no purpose. I would wake up, make my coffee, sit in the same chair, and wait. That was my day. Waiting for something to happen. And here's what I realized. If nothing is waiting for you, you start preparing to leave. Not consciously, quietly. The body listens. It understands when you've stopped moving towards something. And when that happens, it begins to let go. That's when I saw it clearly. The people who faded the fastest were not the ones who ate badly. They were the ones who had nothing pulling them forward. It didn't happen in a big moment. No realization, no speech, just a quiet morning. I woke up, made my coffee, sat in that same chair, and felt it again. That stillness, that waiting, that slow, invisible drift. And something inside me refused. I don't know why. At my age, you don't always need a reason. You just need a moment. So I stood up, walked outside, into the garden. There was a weed near the tomatoes. I bent down and pulled it. Then another, and another. I didn't notice the time, didn't think, didn't question. I was just doing something. 2 hours passed. My hands were covered in dirt. My back hurt. I was out of breath. And for the first time in months, I felt alive. When I walked back inside, Margaret was standing there. She didn't say anything. She just looked at me. But I knew that look. That was the look of someone who had been waiting for a very long time. Not for words, not for promises, for movement. That day, I understood something simple. A purpose doesn't have to be big. It just has to pull you out of the chair. People still come to see me. Doctors, journalists, young people with notebooks in their hands. They all ask the same question. What's your secret? And I give them what they want. I tell them about food, about walking, about routine. They write it down. They nod. They leave, satisfied. And every time, I watch them go, knowing they missed it. Because the truth is not something you can write down. It's something you notice when everything else is gone. I noticed it the morning after Margaret died. I woke up at 6, out of habit, walked into the kitchen and made 2 cups of coffee. One for me, one for her. I put them both on the table and sat down. And I just looked at them. I couldn't drink mine, and I couldn't throw hers away. So I sat there while the coffee went cold. The light in the room changed. Time passed, and I was still there, still breathing, still alive. And that's when it hit me. The day was not going to wait for me. The hours would move, whether I joined them or not. So I stood up, went outside, pulled a few weeds, walked my 20 minutes, came back inside, and called my son. Didn't say anything important, just talked. And somewhere inside that ordinary, painful, unremarkable day, I found it. A reason, not a big one, not a perfect one, just enough to stay. And that is the only real secret I have. Every day, you need a reason. Some days, it's small enough to fit in your hand. But without it, you begin to fade. Not suddenly, quietly. Now let me ask you something. When you wake up tomorrow, what will be waiting for you? Not responsibilities, not obligations, a reason. Because if nothing is waiting for you, you are already starting to leave. Write it in the comments. What is your reason to stay?